From today till many days or few weeks, we'll be doing lot of React JS projects, so that you should be familiar with all the parts of the React, and we'll be going through all different kinds of React project, so that if you get something in your job or project, you can do that. That's what we will be doing. So along with React.js, we will be doing the backend, and right now the backend which we will do is called the parseserver. Though we will do other backend later, like Mongo or MySQL, that will be done later after we complete a lot of React projects. Okay, because practically I use parseserver for my all personal stuff. It gives a lot of flexibility and lot of options for me to work on the server. It is a kind of database which in the backside use MongoDB. We did last time use reducer, and we will drill this for few more days, so that this should be very clear in your mind how to do the use reducer. But before even doing the use reducer more, today we will install the parseserver on locally in your machine, or locally we will install. So parseserver is kind of the server where you run the database part. So that is what we use in the parseserver. So for that we need MongoDB to be installed on your local machine. So I hope I told everyone to install the MongoDB, and it should be installed on everyone's computer. Is MongoDB installed on your computer? Okay, so those who have not done, some of you say yes. So if you have not done, you have to do that MongoDB. So this is the Compass which I'm opening. So Compass is the UI tool to access the MongoDB. So this is the Compass, and I will be showing you something, but most of the things we'll see in the parseserver. When I open the Compass, we'll see something here in the screen. Okay, so when I open the Compass, we see some connection like this one. So do not worry about this connection. The only thing is, if I click connect, it gets connected, and I can see all the kinds of database. So these are the database we have in my local MongoDB. Okay, so do not worry about this right now. If I go to any DB, we see collection, and in exactly what exactly is a collection or document, we will see when I will show you the MongoDB. That will be done soon after I am done with a lot of React projects. So I'll go drill more into this MongoDB later. But for now, you should only see that your MongoDB is installed. Okay, that's what you have to see. So generally, when you start the MongoDB, it runs as a server. So even if you restart the computer, it will be working in the background. And when I click connect, and I'm able to see all the database, that means my MongoDB is already running. So you should also make sure that your MongoDB is in a working condition. It's running. Okay. Now we will install the parseserver, and we will also install. So if you so there are a couple of ways to do that. One is, when you open this, you click connect, you are able to see the database. That's how you do it. Or I will show you one more way. So if you open your PowerShell, window PowerShell, just type Mongo. So you are able to see that you are in the shell command, and then here I can write whatever I want to show. So this is a MongoDB command, so I can see all the databases here. So both ways are there, so you can use any way to see if it is running. So if it is, this is something you are checking whether MongoDB is running or not. To check if MongoDB is there, check if Compass is there, because MongoDB comes along with the Compass, and it may be in the program file also. Let's check there. Let me open the program files. It should be in the there also. 1 second. Let me. So this is something my directory structure. Let's see if MongoDB is here in this. There must be somewhere. Yeah, MongoDB is here. So we have server version number 5, and we have the bin folder where we have the MongoD, all the exe files are there. Then we have data where we save all the data, and this is the log if you have some error or what you are trying to do. Debugging logs is there. So you can check this if Mongo is there or no. Okay, so now let's go and install, and let's do the parseserver installation. This is the one-time installation. If we start the new project and you have to do the again parseserver installation, I will not do it again. You have to go back. You have to go back in the previous video and see how we have done it. Okay, so this is my class, I will create a new folder. Maybe I'll create a new folder here, and here I will say give the name of parseserver. So just create a new folder parseserver, and we will follow through the steps how to install the parseserver. Make sure you do follow the steps along with me, otherwise if you miss any step, then it will be difficult to do it again, and take extra time to fix the errors if you get. And whatever the steps I do, you have to check on your computer whether it's same as it is mine, so that we can compare where you did the mistake. Okay, so I will do one step and I will tell you to do that same step, so that you can follow the same step along with me. So this is the Node.js application. The parseserver is installed on the Node.js server. So to start the Node.js server, we will do as it is. So first I will go to my folder parseserver. I'll go to cd parse server. Now, whenever I want to install the Node application, I do it with npm init. npm init will create a package.json file, and we can write Node.js application on top of it. So along with me, you also do this step. So you go to your parseserver and run the command npm init. When you will run npm init, you will get series of questions. You don't have to worry about this question or answer. Just press enter, enter, enter. So once you finish all the steps, you will see in the parseserver we got one file that is called the package.json. If I open it, this is a basic file for the node, and it is the package.json file. So you have to do up till this step. I'll give you 1 minute to reach to this step. Once it is done, let me know. I can go further. Everyone should follow me. Otherwise, if you do it later, it will be difficult for me to debug on your computer. Now, as soon as you do, and if you get error, I will help you now only to fix the errors. Let me know when it is done. Yes, you have to go into the folder parseserver and then run npm init. It's correct. npm init is correct. Okay, so Ashok Kumar is done, and I hope everyone is done. If anyone has not done, just tell me. If not done, I'll wait for you. Okay, so the next step is we have to install some of the packages which will help us in using the parseserver or in installing the parseserver. Now, what are the packages which we need? I will install it now. So one of the package I need is, I will say npm install -- save. So right now I'll put few packages, and in as soon as I go, if I need more packages, I will install that more later. So the first package which we need is called Express. Express will help us to install the server in the Node.js. Node.js is itself is a server, but Express will help us in doing many stuffs in Node.js. So basically, it is must mandatory for all Node.js application. Second package which we need to install is called as parse. Since we were working in the parse, so we need to install the parse. Next thing which we need to install is called the parse server. So the parse is kind of the client side, and the parse server is called kind of the server side. So we need to install both. Though parse server is only used in the server side part, but we will also be doing some of the client side work on using the parse. So we have to install both. Next is parse dashboard. Make sure you put the spelling correct. You have to type it correctly, and if you have any problem in getting the spelling, I will help you. Next is parse server dash dedicated email adapter. Okay. Next is nodemon. Next is node mailer. Next is course. Next is concurrently. Next is body parser. Okay. Next is UUID. Okay, so this all we need now. Later I will install more. So I will also give this whole line in Telegram group. Also I will put it here in the chat so that you can copy paste whole thing rather than typing it, because if you type it you may get mistake of the spelling. Okay, so I gave you in the Telegram also in the chat. So just run this command and see what's happening. Okay, you also run this command and we will wait till it gets completed. Now basically if you use the Firebase, so there is comparison nowadays happening between the parseserver and the Firebase. Parseserver and Firebase. So the Firebase is owned by the Google, and the parseserver was originally created by the Facebook. And the parseserver is now given as open source, so anyone can modify, anyone can use a parseserver locally on a server. But the Firebase is owned by the Google, and they made it commercial, so you have to pay for the Firebase. You can do all the functionalities of the Firebase plus more functionalities in the parseserver. So parseserver is free also. Firebase, the more the user will increase, the more cost you have to pay. So tomorrow if your user base is very big, you may have to pay a lot of money for the Firebase. Though initially it is free and everyone is interested in using the Firebase, but I will suggest you to parseserver because it is free and it will not increase your price as the user will grow on your website. But with the Firebase, it's costly and it's not very to see the data also in Firebase, it's not very user friendly. With parseserver, it's a very user friendly interface to see the data. So you can do Firebase also, but I will not do Firebase now in future because I don't want to put unnecessary my energy on the Firebase, which anyhow I will not use it. Since the parseserver uses Mongodb, you can write your code in Mongodb also to access the data from the parseserver which we install. So if you don't want to use the parseserver, but if you have used it, the same database can be used in the Mongodb and you can do everything using Mongodb. So better than Firebase is parseserver. So I'm still waiting for this to be installed. So if you are getting the error, you should watch my old videos where I might have shown how to use it. Okay, so Ola is getting the error. So you have to see what error is there. You can ask in the chat about the error, and I may be able to answer it if you have done as I have shown you. But if you have done newly, I can only suggest that you should follow the video as exactly I showed last year. Last year I also did the parseserver and I showed how to do that. So if someone has done that, if he getting error, he should watch the video again. So after this line is done, you will see that lot of dependencies are added in my package.json, and I also get the folder called as node modules and package.log.json. So never try to manipulate that package log.json, or never try to go inside the node module because node module is too big and it has a lot of dependencies installed on your computer. It is not worth to go into it and see the details of it. So node module is something kind of just library installed on your parseserver folder, but you don't have to worry about it. They all are tested and they should be working very well. If it is not working, you have to change that library. Like if this is not working, you have to use another library, but do not go into node modules and try to modify it. So node modules folder, and this node module folder should not be even committed. Now if I try to do git add and try to add it, the node modules folder will go inside it. So we need to make sure that node modules folder should not go into the git, because node module is a very big file. It can go into GBs, 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB. So you should not commit node modules folder. So right now, how to avoid node modules to be committed in the git? We have to copy one file from the React project in my parseserver project, and that file is called the git ignore. I will copy this file and put it in my parseserver folder. Now, if I open the git ignore, it's saying avoid node modules. That means do not commit the node modules in the git. That is what it means. So never ever commit the node modules folder in the git. So the next step which you will do, go to React any project, take the .git ignore file and put it in your parseserver folder. So just do that thing now. Okay, so if you're not done, you can do it later, but make sure before you commit in the git, you should add this git ignore file, otherwise it will mess up your git repo. Now, next step is very important, where we will write some code to install the parseserver. So I will open the parseserver, I will right click the parseserver, create a new file called as the index.js. And here I will write down step by step how to call the parse server on our server, on our local machine. So the first step which I will do, I will call the express which I installed here. So I installed here express. Do you see this express? I need to call this express in my index.js file. So first step is called the express equal to require express. In React we use import statement, but in the Node.js import will not work. You have to use, whenever you want to call any file, you have to use the require command, and you have to put whatever you want to require. If it was React, I would have done like this: import express from express, like this. But this will not work in the Node.js. So don't use import statement. Always use this require statement in the Node.js. So just write on this first line of code, and then we'll go further. So any one person has to say done, then I will start the next line. So whoever completes first, I will assume everyone has done. So create index.js file and write down this one. Okay, for you it's loading. So just let it load. You start with the index.js file. Okay, so first line is done by Ashok Kumar, and I will assume it is done by everyone. If it is not done, you have to do it little bit faster. Now next line, we need to call the parseserver. So here is the how you will call the parseserver. I will say constant capital P parse capital server. You can change it to small also if you want, but I will keep like this. And I will say require, and after require I will say parse server, and then I will say dot parse server. So I'm calling the parse server by saying require parse server, then I put dot and I call the parse server. So do this line now. Okay, so this line is done by Sonu, so I'll go further. Next thing we need to call the parse dashboard. So I will say const parse dashboard is equal to require parse dashboard. So just do this line. Dashboard is a user interface where we will see all our data. So whatever data we have in our database, I can see using the parse dashboard. So just add this line. Let me know when it's done. So do along with me, because once we install the parse server, start it, you can see it on your local computer also. Okay, so it's done. If you are not done, do it fast, or do as I speak, because there is no logic right now in this file. This is only configuration. Next is I need to call the path. I will say constant path equal to require path. So though we have not installed the path module, see, if you see in my package.json, I installed express, I installed path dashboard, I installed path server, but I have not installed the path, because path is the default package for the Node.js. So even if I have not installed the path, it will automatically install in my node module. So I can directly call the path without installing it. So otherwise, all other things I installed on the server. Few things are default inbuilt in the node, so I don't need to install it again. Okay, so this line is done. Right, let's go to the next line. Now, since I have called the express, now I will use this express and I will name it as const app equal to express. So that means I create an application using this express module. Okay, do this line. Okay, so next is we need the DB connection. So I'll create another constant called as DB connection. DB is equal to, now here we have to give the MongoDB path. Generally when you install the MongoDB, the path will be same as I will type it here. For you it will be same. So for the locally this path is same, but when you go to the production the path may be different based on your server details, which we will see later when we will install this on the server. So right now just type what I am doing, it will be same for you. So I'll say MongoDB colon slash slash local host colon 27017 slash. Now after slash you have to give the database name, whatever database name you want to give. So if you want to give a database name on your name, you can type your name, or you can say first project, whatever name you want to give, you can give, or you can say my React project. So if you want to save in any name, you can put it here. So for now, I will give the name of maybe called as, maybe I can say project 1. Okay, you can put anything. So all the data which you will save will go into this database. So write on this DB connection line. This is all configuration to run the parse server. There is no real coding or logic involved in this file now. So I'm doing everything configuration, and make sure your configuration is as mine so that it should work properly. So if you have not installed the MongoDB, first you have to install the MongoDB as I shown few days back, and then you have to do the parse server. Is it done or it's taking too long? Okay, done. Next we need to create the parseserver configuration. So to create the parseserver configuration, we have to go as it is. We have to say constant API equal to parseserver. I call the parseserver, that is this parseserver here, and inside it I will start with the curly bracket to put some configuration. So one of the configuration which I want to put here is called the app ID. So I will create one constant called as app ID. Before that, before this line, I will create app ID and I will name it anything. So whatever name you want to give to your app ID, you can give. I can say app ID. Okay, so whatever name you want to give, you can give. There is nothing like that. You can say blah 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 blah. So it's fine. Whatever you want to give, you can give. Another thing which I need for my parserver is called the master key. So I will put the master key. Master key also you can put anything. Right now I'll put simple master key like this. But when I go to production, I will make it little complicated. Since it is local, I am fine with any master key. Third thing which I want to create is the REST key, REST API key. And right now also this also I can put anything. For production it will be complicated long string, but for now locally I will say REST API key. Okay, so these three keys are required for our application, and I will use that here in this API configuration. So in this configuration, first thing I want to pass is called the database URI. So I want to say what is the database connection. So I'll copy this DB connection here. So database URI is nothing but this DB connection. Second thing which I will put it here is called the cloud. So I want to say what is the folder for the cloud. So there are a lot of backend functionalities running in the parseserver. So I have to give the path for that. So for the cloud, I will say dir name. Dir name is nothing but the parseserver folder. Wherever index.js lies, that folder is called the dir name. This is given by the Node.js. So we put underscore underscore dir name. It is nothing but the parseserver folder. After parseserver folder, I will concatenate it with cloud folder, and after cloud folder, I will concatenate it with one JS file called as main.js. Since I want to, this is the current folder, that is parseserver. Inside that, I want to go to the cloud folder, so I need to create the cloud folder. So in the parseserver, I will right click it and I will create a new folder called as cloud. And inside this cloud folder, I will create this main.js file. So I'll create a new file inside the cloud folder that is called the main.js file. So now in index, what I mentioned, cloud is equal to dir name. Dir name is nothing but a parseserver folder. Then I go inside it, call that cloud folder. Then I go inside it, I call the main.js file. So we are telling parseserver that this is the main file for the cloud. And what is cloud exactly? I will explain you in detail when we go to reach to that point. Cloud is something functionality you build on the top of the parseserver. So this is your custom functionalities which you build on the top of the parseserver. Parseserver gives a lot of functionalities, but if you want to build something on top of it, you can put it in this cloud folder, which we will do at appropriate time. Right now, don't worry about it. Next configuration which I need is called the app ID. Make sure you put this capital small letter as I have put it here. If you put all this small URI, then it will not work. If you put this I small, it will not work. So now I have to say app ID. App ID is nothing but this app ID. I'll paste it this one. Then I have to tell master key. Master key is something this one. Then I have to say REST API key, and the HTTP key is nothing but this one. Then I have to give the server URL. So the server URL locally is different, and on the production it will be different. So for locally, I will create the server URL also here. I'll say server URL is equal to HTTP localhost colon 1337 slash parse. So you have to give this as a server URL. So when I put server URL here, you have to copy this server URL here like this. Okay, and we will go one more. Okay, yeah, that's it for now. This is the this is fine. Okay, so just add these lines of the code from line number 9 till line number 21. Also create a folder cloud, and also create the main.js file inside the cloud folder. This main.js file is nothing but empty right now, but we will put the content here later when the time will come. So let me know when this configuration is done. Sorry, I was muted. Good, Kate, you reminded me. Okay, so let me repeat what I said. That make sure that this parse URL which we have here should match with this parse. So tomorrow, if you want to do this as parse1, this should also be parse1. But if you keep this parse, then this should be parse. So this and this should be same, because here we are saying if in the URL you have slash parse, call this parse server, and this parse server URL should have this extension of parse. So both should match. That's what I said. Now I will go and do some configuration for dashboard. This one was the configuration. This one was configuration for parse server. Okay, so this is the part for parse server. Now let's do some configuration for the dashboard so that we can see the data in our parse server. So I will start with the constant dashboard is equal to now since we have to install the dashboard, so will say new parse dashboard. Dashboard is called here. I just append it with the new, creating a new kind of object, and in the round bracket I will pass some configuration in curly bracket. So what are the configuration I will pass? In the first configuration I will say apps. Apps is nothing but an array, and I will fill inside it in 1 minute. Let me put another key value pair. Another is users. Who can access my dashboard? I will put username and password in the users. Then I'll go to third part. I'll just say trust proxy equal to 1. You just mention this as 1. That's what I explained in the document. And after that, after this curly bracket, I will put the comma and I will create another object. In another object, I will say few more configuration. Allow insecure HTTP equal to true. That means dashboard can be accessed without HTTPS. So we put allow insecure HTTP. That means HTTP is allowed. Now we have to fill the apps part and we have to fill the users part and trust proxy part. Trust proxy is 1. Don't need to fill anything. So let's put the apps part. In the apps, we have to start with the curly bracket and we have to put some configuration here. So first thing I will put is server URL. This server URL is nothing but this server URL which we created. And then I will say app ID. App ID is nothing but this app ID which I created. Then I will say master key, which is nothing but this is the master key which I created. And then app name. You can put any name. I can say my world. You can put anything. Okay, so this is the configuration for the database. Let's dashboard. Let's put some users here. So I'll start with a curly bracket. That is an object. I will say user. I will put user as my name. You can put anything. And the password is pass. I will put the password as password. Whatever you want, you can put in the password. Okay, whatever you want to use it. Now, as we have used here this parse server API like this for the dashboard, we will create another app.use. So here I will say app.use. If someone goes in the URL with the URL dashboard, then I want to call this object. So that is what it means. Okay, so now I'll give time to put this configuration. So let me know when it's done. Just put this configuration for the dashboard. Make sure you have the object starting it and then comma another object. And when you start apps, it is an array. Then we start with the object. For the users, we start with the array, then object. This is the simple numeric integer and this is simple Boolean value. Once you are done with the dashboard, I will need 2 minutes to finish the configuration, and we will test the configuration. We'll test the parse server, and then we are done for today. So if it is stuck to somewhere, then you can do Control C and root the npm install that line again. So just do Control C and repeat the npm install, save, and put all everything again to run it again. Sometimes it gets stuck, so you need to run it again. So some people get, installing the npm install, it stuck in the half. So you have to do Control C and try again. Copy the line again and run it again. And if it's still not working, I will, after configuration, I will check what is the problem. Okay, so if you have done with this one, then let's move further. If someone has not done it, then you can do after I'm done with all this configuration, you can watch the video and do it. So we are done with the dashboard. Now 2-3 lines more. Now I will use another app.use, and here I will say when we have to tell about the public folder. This public folder this public folder is something in the folder which user can access it. So I create one public folder in my parse server. I will right click it and I'll create a new folder called as public. So this public folder will be, let's say I am uploading some files on the server. So where it will, we should put it, we can put it in the public folder so that user can access it. So we have this public folder. We can though put it in other folder, but then we have to write extra code to access it. If we put it in the public folder, then user can access it without us writing any special code. So what I will do, I will say app.use/public, and then I will say express.static. Static means in the public folder all static files will be there which does not have any dynamic content in it. So I have to say express.static, and here I'll say path.join. Path.join is nothing but the join which we use in the array. We use join in the array JavaScript, but similar when we want to join the path, we use the path.join. So you will understand in a bit what exactly path.join does. And I start with open bracket and close bracket, that is parenthesis, and inside that I will say dir name, that is the current folder, that is this parse server folder, and I will put comma/public. So what this means, that if what is the public folder which user can access, this is the public folder which user can access it. Now when someone goes to public folder, one second. When someone goes to the public folder, what we want to do, we want to make it static. So I'll say express.static, and inside the static I say path.join. Join means take the dir name, that is this parse server, append with public folder, that is this folder, and whatever the result we will get should be assigned to express.static and should be used as a /public. So whenever someone will go to /public in the URL, we make it as static and we give the path. What is the static path? So what is the path? Path is parse server, inside that public. So we say dir name is parse server and append with public, that is this public folder. We join together using this command called as path.join, and overall we assign to express.static, and overall we give the URL /public. So whenever going to /public, we'll be able to access it, all the static files in this folder. So if I create another folder, images, then or JavaScript or CSS, user can access it directly using the public folder. Just you add this line. Okay, let me finish all two, three lines, and then you can copy it. Next is I will test this my application or test the Node.js URL by saying app.get. In the get I will say test. Test is something, in the URL I will put test, and then I will say request and response. After test I will put, after comma I have to put an arrow function, and arrow function will get 3 parameters, but we are concerned with only 2, that is the request and the response. And inside it I will say response.send. Don't worry about the command which I am putting inside it. Here I'll say parse server test is running. I can put any content. So do not worry about our res.send, which I will explain you what it means, but right now I will just put it because when I go to /test I should see this content so that I know my node server is running. So do not worry about this one. Okay, so just put this line of code. Those request is not used here, but we will use it when time will come, but not in this case. Okay, next line is I will create a server by saying HTTP server equal to require. This is the HTTP module which I require, and I will say just create server. And inside the create server I will pass my app, because app is used everywhere. I want to use that app. So inside the create server I will pass the app. So these are all configuration. Do not worry if you don't understand something, because some things are little complex. I don't want to explain everything in detail, but when we do node together soon in few weeks, you will understand each and every part of it. Okay, so right now we do this one, and then I will say HTTP server dot listen, and I will pass the port number. Since the port number I put it here is 1337, so I have to put in the listen, I have to put 1337 as the port, and then I'll put arrow function. Inside the arrow function, I will put something console.log server started. So whenever we will run this file, this HTTP server will create a server, and it will listen on the port called as 1337, and once it get listened, we'll see this message in the console. Okay, right now I will do this only, and we're done with this one, parse server. There are few more configuration line which I will not add today, but I will add soon in few days, not today. For today's parse server code is completed. So just write down all these lines of the code, and then we will test it. Okay, so now as soon as I speak, you can finish this coding line of the code, because everything is configuration. We don't need extra logic to do that. Some part are little complex to understand as now at this stage, but you can copy and paste it. But as soon as we will do it again and again, you will understand each and everything clearly. So let me run this and see if it is working. So I'll say node index.js. Since I have created index.js file, I'll say node index.js, and I'll press enter, and we'll see what happens. So I will come back to you, Ashok Kumar. Just wait. So once I said node index.js, you will see server is started. It's saying, which I have written it here. That means server has started. I also see there is some depreciation warning because of the parse server number, version number, and the MongoDB version number. There is some depreciation thing going on. So do not worry about this message. It will be automatically corrected in future version of MongoDB and parse server. So right now, I think the parse server has not updated this warning kind of thing. So the team has to update this part. Okay. So do not worry about this part right now. And if it does not update or go away after a few weeks, we can write this message to the parse server team that this is coming, and they will fix it, whatever they want to do it. Okay, so do not worry about this message right now. So since server is started, that means my parse server is started. Now I will test it in the browser. So the first test which I will do it here is I have to go to this test URL and see what's happening. So I'll go to the local host, and this is not the React, and this starts in the port number 1337. So I have to say :1337/test. So when I go to /test, I see parse server test is running, which is the message which I gave it here. That means this URL is working fine. We cannot test this public URL now because we don't have any file inside the public folder, but we will put some file in future and we will test this line of the code. Next, let's test this line of the code /dashboard. So I'll go to localhost 1337/dashboard and I will see a dashboard is open and I will put a username and password. This username and password is nothing but what I put it here. So I'll say Manish and password. When I say Manish password, I see one dashboard and here is my world, the name which I give it here. And I see two tables are already created. One is called the role, one is the user. And whatever data we have, we can see it here. Right now, there's no data inside it. That's the reason we don't see it anything here. And since this data dashboard is working, I can see this dashboard. That means this /parse is also working because this dashboard accesses this /parse. And if it would have not working, this would have been not working. Even dashboard would have not been working. So parse is working, dashboard is working, test is working. Public we cannot test it right now, but that is what is final. If we create more tables, this role and user is called the table, and this we are using the database as what database we are using? We are using the database project 1. So if I go now in the compass, this is the compass, we should see that project 1 database is created. I get this security warning, I say allow access. So if you see in my database, project 1 is created here, and inside project 1, parseserver has created few tables like role table, schema table, user table, this potency table, whatever they want to do it, it has created in that one. So now you also run the node index.js and see if it is working. And let me try to fix the problem of the Ashok Kumar. Okay, so Ashok Kumar, I have to give the access. You have to share your screen. And this whole index.js file I will give you in the Telegram group. If you want to, if you have done some mistake, you can rectify it by checking my code. I put it in the Telegram group. Okay, Ashok Kumar, you have to accept the presenter role, yeah, and show. Open your command prompt where you it's giving some, it's not moving. I cannot see where is that code. You have to share it. You have to share the desktop. You have not share the. You have to share the. I cannot see. Yeah, your sharing is not correct. I cannot see any application. You have to try it again. Unshare and share again. I should see all the. Maybe is it on the another monitor or what? Yeah, now I can see. Terminal. Where is the code? Okay. So it got stick, right? Do Control C again. Let me see. One second. Let me check if you have done all correct spelling. Okay. Now run again. Let me check what happened. Enter. Why you have installed in the C drive parseserver? I told you to install in the class we have all the folders CSS React. Okay, this should not go into the main one, though it's not a problem, but you should put it in your project folder only. You should create a folder inside all the projects where you have projects. Okay, so something is not good. Can you do Control C again? Control C. Yeah, open your Studio Code. Yeah, click the terminal, new terminal. No, up, yeah, new terminal. Okay, now here do same thing, copy paste it here. That line of code npm install minus save. Open package, okay, node module is not even installed. Yeah, just go to your, yeah, copy that line of the code. I put it in the React. Yeah, enter it. Yeah, something is not right here. Can you, okay, can you move your code inside your documents and open from there? Because sometime, I don't know, you have a permission issue or what. Go to folders and copy all the files. Yeah, copy parseserver folder. Copy it, and where have you put it, the React? Okay, go inside. Okay, you have put all in the main C drive. Okay, don't go here. Click the documents. Click the documents and try paste it here. Okay, now open Visual Code, Studio Code using this inside these documents. Yeah, click forward. Okay, now go to terminal. Now run the command, the one which npm install minus save. Just run that one. You know this, yeah, copy this. Enter it, let's see. Yeah, it gets stuck after this one. Here also. Okay, do Control C. Just say npm install minus save express, only express. Did it ask some permission, allow access something sometime back? Yeah, we have to install Mongodb community server. I don't know, I think it's not able to access even after this one. Was React was able to install properly? Okay, something is really wrong. Yes, okay, yes, the React is installed. Okay, React app is running, but this is not running. Okay, let me see. Okay, root express. Okay, for can you open your package.json file? No, here only. In the Visual Studio Code, open package. Okay, nothing is there. Okay. Click enter. In the terminal, click terminal and click enter. Nothing happening. Anyone other any problem, or he is only getting this problem? Okay, it's installing right now. See, it's going slow. It's moving again. What add dependency means what? What add dependency? Ram? Add dependency means what? Hana? No. It should come automatically. Dependencies should be added automatically once you install npm install. See, it's moving little bit slow because I see now media types. It's showing media types. Okay. So once this express gets completed, you install one by one. Okay, you install one by one express, parseserver, go one by one. I think it's little slow in your computer. I don't know, somehow it's slow. I don't know if it's internet or some other problem in your computer, but okay. So you go through it and we'll see after, tomorrow if it is installed on your computer or not. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so I gave this index file in the React Telegram group, and after I'm done with this, I can see server started. Everyone can see server started. Do not worry about this depreciation warning. Anyone getting problem this except Ashok Kumar? And everyone seeing this page or no? Okay. So if you're not seeing it, try it again. I can't. Okay, you can't. Rakesh, what problem you are getting? Go to your terminal on that Visual Studio Code. Let's see what's. Okay, so go up. One second. Connection refused. Okay, let me check. So your Mongodb DB connection is not correct. You have to put 27017. No, not here. Go there. On line number 7, 27017. Yeah, save it and try and run again node index.js. We will wait. Can you scroll down? Let me see what is the code. Okay, still you're getting error. You have to see whether can you open your Compass? Check the Compass application. Okay, it started. Sorry, I can see it started. Now go to the browser. Refresh the page. Yeah, it's working right. Cannot get this slash is fine. Can you put slash dashboard in the end, in the URL? Put slash dashboard. Enter it. Yeah, so now you put your details, login and whatever password you have put. Okay, now it's not working. Can you go to your terminal? Let's see what's the problem. Okay, go up. No, yeah, terminal. What is saying? Connection refused 2701. Okay, so just open your compass. Let me see your compass. Can you search in your program compass? Not here. In the bottom bar, there is a search. In the Windows search, go to Windows search. Have you installed the MongoDB? Here type compass, COMPAS. Okay, so you have to install the MongoDB, otherwise it will not work. So once you install this MongoDB, then if you run this, it will work. Okay, so to install the MongoDB, I'll just go through the steps again. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. So those who missed that MongoDB class, so I'll go to MongoDB and I'll go to this link. Then I'll go to products. In the products, I will go to the community edition. Make sure you click the community edition and it will open this community server. Just download this and install it. When you start installing it, it will ask the checkbox whether you want to install the Compass or not. So you have to say yes, you have to install Compass. So just download this and then it is downloaded it. I cannot run it again because I already have it, right? So once you run this, it will install the MongoDB. Just accept all the default value. Compass will also be default checked. Don't uncheck it. Let Compass also install it. And once you're done, it will start as a service. And whenever you restart your computer also, it will work fine. Okay, let's see what Rakesh is getting. So Anshi, talk to me tomorrow after you install this MongoDB. Then parseserver will work fine. Let's see what Rakesh is getting. So you have to accept the presenter role, Rakesh, and show me your screen. Okay, go up. So go up in the code. Go up in the index.js. Go up. Not here. Open the index.js file. Close the terminal for now. You have maximized the terminal. Right, cross, right. Yeah, okay, go up. So, see, you have to follow the exact spelling as I mentioned it. Go to the React Telegram group and check the line number 2. Whether I have small server or capital server, you have to follow exactly same. Open your Telegram group and see what is the second line number code. Can you see server is as capital in both the places? So you have to keep capital second line number code. Second line. Yeah, second line is parseserver. S is capital. And in the end also it's capital. So make sure you follow the standard. And in the second line, there are 2 parseserver. Change it to both as capital. Okay, now let's see. Wait. Still there is problem. API server configuration line number 13 is not correct. So just check the 13 line number, 14, 15, 16, 17, and after that I used API also. Okay, so maybe you missed few lines. So you have to compare with what I have put it. I think you missed few lines. Okay, so I'll show you what you missed it. Let me share my screen. So I have only 1 minute more left. Let me show you quickly. So you missed this line, master key REST API server URL. You missed this line also. Just compare it and make sure you have file exactly as I have mentioned it. So do it today. Tomorrow we'll see. Everyone should have this parse server running. If you have problem, I will fix tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.